welcome back to Linda's Pantry. I am super excited to bring you along for this. I have a recipe that I want to do, and I've always used. The other morning I'm catching up on my YouTube videos and I see a recipe for homemade Velveeta. Now this came from Lynn's Recipes, and I know she got it from a different website which is listed on her video, and I'll leave a link to her channel or maybe even that video in the description box below. And I'm so appreciative because it's using simple ingredients without a ton of, the list on the package of Velveeta is terrible. I don't know that we should even be eating part of that. So it's so heavily processed. Anyways, so I'm gonna make homemade Velveeta for my recipe, and I'll let you know how it comes out. It absolutely looked delicious, and I can't wait to try it. So it's super easy. If this inspires you to stay with me for this, please give me a thumbs up for if you like Velveeta and you feel guilty when you use it, or go down in the About section below and check out all the links that I've left for you. And go check out Lynn's Recipes. She's a great gal, and she has wonderful ideas. I love all of her stuff. So go check her out and subscribe. If you subscribe, tell her I sent you. Come on, let's go make homemade Velveeta cheese.
Okay guys,
Come on.
I'm super glad you stayed for this. This is really, really easy. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to show you. So what I've got for ingredients is a whole pound of mild cheddar cheese that you grate yourself. I think if you used already grated cheese, it might change the recipe because sometimes they add cornstarch to that. Yeah, so. And in this, I've got 6 tablespoons of instant dry milk. And then you want 1 package of non-flavored gelatin. And I want mine spicy. And so I'm adding I've chopped up really fine, if you can see, a Fresno chili and 1 jalapeno. And they're seeded and the membrane's out. So I'm going to try to do this in my my NutriBullet. And I've got the big container, so I'm going to put my powdered milk and the gelatin packet in here. And super excited when I saw this because I had something I wanted to make, and I was like, yeah, I have to use Velveeta. So now I'm going to get a cup of boiling water. A cup of boiling water goes in, and that's going to dissolve, but we're going to go ahead and give it a little whirl. Put it on the right way. It always helps. And I'm going to do a video, the next video after this will be the recipe that I use this for, and give you a review of it. I'll taste it but at the end, but I want to see the melting factor as well. So plug your ears. I think that's fantastic. And I'm not sure that all this cheese, we may have to work in batches, but that cheese is going to melt in there as well. Like I said, I may have to work in batches. So I want it all to fit in here, but if it doesn't, we'll get the food processor out. I don't own a blender anymore. I just, the only time I used it was for smoothies and this kind of thing. And the mini loaf pan that I have out, it's not going to hold it all. So I've got 2 of these. I'm gonna line 2 of them with some of that cling wrap. Go ahead and get the rest of this in. Fill it to your max point. Once it breaks down though in that hot liquid and melts a little bit, it'll be better. So we'll go ahead and get this in there. And again, let's see if it fits. And it's going to make this cheese pretty too. You can make a really good dip with this. So let's get this off the counter and out of my way. And I'm such a fanatic about my counters being clean, but I can't help it. Sorry guys. Get that off of there. Okay, so put our lid back on our NutriBullet and give it a big old whirl.
Okay, now that I've got this all mixed up, or I think it's mixed up well, I'm gonna go ahead and start the first little pan. So you line it with parchment, and then you're gonna have to cover it, and it needs to set up in your refrigerator for at least 12 hours, according to, ooh, let me taste that. Mmm. Yum. That is delicious. Okay. And it's all creamy and smooth. What a quick and easy and healthier way, because you can control the amount of, you know, whether you use organic cheese, which I did. I went ahead because I knew I was going to make this, and I thought, you know, I'm going to use the best cheese I can. And there you go. So I've got another little pan that I'm going to fill up. So you want to cover this up and flatten that out. I think my pan might have been a little bit smaller than Lynn's pan, so these just get to go right in the refrigerator. You don't want any air on the top of this, or it'll dry out. All right, so I'll see you back tomorrow morning when
So
I
it's the next day, and our Velveeta cheese has had time to set up, and it probably could be done faster than overnight, but I've got a little one here and the bigger one, and you're using it to melt down for dips or mac and cheese or whatever you're using it for. It doesn't really matter. So look how perfect that is. I'll have to bring you in for a close-up after I'm done. I'm going to cut into this, and everybody knows how Velveeta tastes. Slices just like Velveeta. Smells so good. It's the exact same texture, maybe a little firmer, but it's got that really nice cheddar flavor to it, so it's absolutely delicious. Well, let me slice some of the other one here. I'm lost. And then I'll bring you over for a close-up. They're absolutely perfect, and it's the perfect amount for my recipe that I've got coming up, so stay tuned because I'll make it my next video, and we'll get to see how good this melts, and you guys can see if you want to make it, because it was so simple to do and inexpensive, and you control the ingredients, and there's not a paragraph behind cheese. So, if that makes sense to you, it's delicious. Makes me want to make mac and cheese like right now. And I like the sweet, or the spicy bite that's in the background. It's not overwhelming at all, but it's there, and that's what I needed for this recipe. So, absolutely delicious. Jalapeno Velveeta. Thanks, Lynn. Such a good recipe. Okay, so let's come in for a close-up after. Let me slice some more. And you'll want to use a cheese knife, just like any other cheese. You'll want to use a cheese knife for it. So I'll bring you in and show you what the texture looks like, and then I guess I'll see you next time. So I hope it inspires you to come back, subscribe to my channel, thumbs up, share it on your Facebook page, because this is a great idea, a great way to save money, a great way to get away from preservatives and chemicals that you don't need in your diet. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. So I hope you can see that texture, and you can see the flecks of cheese. I think in a big Vitamix, you keep the heat longer, but it's fantastic. So anyway, I can't wait for the recipe, and I have to wait till tomorrow. Darn it. All right, I'll see you next time.